Welcome to The Rebuild. I'm your host, Anthony Thompson, founder of Divorced Dads of America. Glad you're here. If you haven't, real simple, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Easy, simple. Hit subscribe. Here's what that's going to do. Look, we're looking to not just reach, but rebuild 1 million divorced dads and their children. When you hit the subscribe button, you literally get the algorithm tripped out of its mind, and it just starts to share this thing everywhere without even you doing a lot of work. If you just hit subscribe, just boom, let it roll. I'm going to start that each and every time. Thank you in advance for doing that. Thank you in advance for sharing. If there's something that has been helpful for you, resonates, you have a comment, suggestion, please, always open to those. Give a review. I'm just giving you these things now. I know that you don't like to do them. I know that, but that's not about you. There's 1 million divorced dads we're going to transform, rebuild their life. That might be you. That might be somebody else. But by you just doing a couple clicks and a couple yo, this was helpful for me. This blew my mind. This awakened me. Yo, this is real. This is going to help. And it's something you can do. And you don't have to pay money to do it. You just invest a little bit of time. So thank you in advance, man. I appreciate your help. I do. And I know another dad is thanking you for just clicking the button saying, holy smokes, how did I find this? Shocking divorce stats, the 5 that will destroy you if you ignore them. There's more than that. I think this episode could be a lot longer. I'm going to do my best to pare it down as much as possible because I think this could be several episodes, but I understand that, time is valuable. And I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of time. I want to give you guys rapid fire bombs over Baghdad in your brain, so that you can take this, move it, do it, use it, apply it, all of that stuff, snippets, clippets, all that vibe. That's what I want you guys to do. I don't want to overwhelm you. I want shots. I want quick stuff. I want maximum potency. So divorce isn't just emotional. I'm going to give you the stats. At the end, I'm going to give you the questions. In between there, we're going to dive into some neuroscience. We're going to dive into some scripture. We're going to dive into positive psychology. We're going to divide into, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit, there might be some stories of me in there as well. I'm not quite sure. That's what is going to happen. Buckle up. Here we go. Brothers, divorce isn't just the emotional part. It's the biological part. It's the financial part. It's the spiritual part, man. Most dads never see the damage coming until it's already eaten through their peace, your body, your legacy. It's just destructive. It's cancer. I literally say this so many times. It is a cancer. It is a virus. It is debilitating, and it's crushing you from the inside out, not from the outside in. Today, I'm going to break down these 5. I'm going to share which ones crushed me and which ones I get hit with the most, which ones I hear the most from most dads. And there's a long list, and I'm going to supply the list at some point to you guys because you're here. Let me tell you why you're here. Listen closely. You're here, and the only reason why you're here is to defy these odds, because as a divorced dad, this is the enemy you're up against. And there's a lot of enemies, but these are the ones that we can look at, put on the table and say, you're going to get blasted by these things. They are going to happen. This is where most dads lose it, fail. And I want you to know that. I want you to know what you're up against. I don't want some fantasy football group stuff. I want real data, science, to wake you up, because every hour matters, not just for you, but it matters for your kids too. If you're watching this, if you're listening, I have all my Chicago Bears apparel on again. They're in first place. I don't know when you're going to hear this episode. Maybe they won't be by then, but I've had this same sweatshirt on for now 9 or 10 days. And that's what you do when terrible teams get into first place that you've been a fan of since you were born. Bear down, Chicago Bears, and the T formation. If you're from Chicago, you know what I just said. And if you're not, then let's keep running. Stat number 1, buckle up. Men are 6 times more likely to experience major depression after divorce. 6 times more likely to experience major depression. Why does that happen? Well, simply put, it's called rumination. It's obsessing over details of the past that totally unhooked you, blew your mind. And our minds are trying to figure out, dads, you're problem solvers. Unfortunately, most of the stuff in the past you're not going to be able to solve. And even if you did solve it, you're living in the past, trying to solve a problem in the past, hoping that it's going to change the future. There's more on that we'll dive into. That's stat number one. Stat number one. Think about the depression that you may feel. Think about the dark moments and the dark clouds. I've had them. And I had them when I would look back at the vacations that I had that I'll never have again. I went into that dark state when I scrolled my phone and saw these photos and saw my kids growing up and realizing that that's never going to happen again. Santa photos, it's the holidays, all of those things, never going to happen again. And that's also just life. Your kids are growing up, and most of those things won't ever happen again. So there's a free frame that we have to do, and we'll talk about that toward the end for the sake of time. Number two, divorced men have a mortality rate that is 250% higher than married men. Dads are dying, divorced dads are dying faster because of these odds that are stacked against you. Guys, I'm giving you the stats because you're going to defy the odds. But I need you to know what you're up against. I need you to know and be aware. If you're not aware and you're not consciously aware, then you won't do the things needed to do, to change, to transform your life, your kid's life. 250% higher rate mortality, divorced dads. That's big. Number three, many of you don't even know this. You know, you hear that stat and you're like, oh, wow. Divorced dads die 250 times higher than their mortality rate. Wow. Okay. Now, what do we do about it? Number three, divorce triggers low-grade chronic inflammation, raising heart attack and stroke risk. There it is, guys. All of these things, internal, physical. Your nervous system gets stuck in survival mode and it never resets. That's what's going on. That's the decision-making that you're under right now. It's affecting your physical. It's affecting inflammation, stroke, heart attacks. You're like, oh my God, what am I up against? You're up against some very difficult enemies. And if you don't have a system, you will be screwed and you will become a statistic. That's fact. And listen, what I do and what I say, it's not for everybody. I don't think every dad can do the things that I'm going to ask them to do. And they will become one of these statistics. I hope you listening, it is not you. My job here, my call here is to say, hey, we're going to defy the odds. I don't care if they say chronic inflammation is going to crush you. I don't care if the statistics say that death is going to crush you. I don't care if it says that, stat number one, that you're 6 times more likely to have depression. I don't care about that. We're going to defy the odds. Number 4, separated divorced men have the highest suicide risk category of all relationship statuses. Some say it's 2 times, some say it's 3, sometimes it's 6. And I'll be super blunt and honest with you here. There have been many days, many days, I would say hundreds, where the thought of saying, is my life worth it, crossed my mind. It's the holiday season. I love watching It's a Wonderful Life. I love watching George Bailey. I'm getting emotional thinking about George Bailey right now in that situation where he just said, you know what, maybe it was better if I wasn't even alive. That thought, that idea, hundreds of times, Dad. So I know you're hearing it. I know it's there. And I'm telling you that you will become a statistic if you keep thinking about it. And I'm going to tell you what I did differently. The purpose of your life is the reasons why you haven't ended your life. And it's a dark thought. It's a true thought. And it's something that you and I have to hinge our lives into and build that because it means something. It's going to lead you in the right direction. It's going to keep you away from that statistic. Number 5, last statistic, we'll dive into this, and then we'll get into the neuroscience, some of the questions, some of the psychology behind it, some of the ways that I coach dads through this. Get ready. Here we go. Number 5, the kids. Now, these are only 5 of the stats. I've got a slew of about 40 that will put bullet holes through your chest, will explode your brain, and it will make you question every single thing that you're doing. And why do I say that to you? Because If you don't know what you're up against, you think just turning the TV on and kicking your feet up and not doing the maximum is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for you. It's not okay for your kids. It's the reason why you're in the blender that you're in, is because you've just gone with the flow rather than designing your life. Here's the number 5 with the kids. Kids of divorce face a 25 to 60% increased risk of emotional, behavioral, and academic struggles. There's even deeper studies on this that get into their sexual orientation. It gets into drugs, drug abuse, prison, jail, having children earlier, teenage pregnancies, all of those things. All of those things your children are up against because of divorce. This isn't to scare you. This is to say we're going to defy the odds. But if you're going to defy the odds, you have to do different things. You cannot plan on the same thing, the same system, the same mindset, and get a different result. Because every one of these guys that are these stats, they thought they could, and they didn't. They thought they could figure it out. They thought they were problem solvers. They thought they were dads. Hey, I solve problems. I'm a dad. I'm a YouTube video, wizard, and I can YouTube my way out of this. No, you cannot. You cannot. And it's not worth it. You want to put your child's life at risk because you're a YouTube problem solver. Not on this one, buddy. Not on this one. Here's the neuroscience. Caroline Leaf, love her books. Read them all if you need some more neuroscience stuff on this, about what's going on in your brain, why it's in a blender. Divorce puts your brain in high alert survival mode, shrinking working memory, increasing cortisol, and impairing logistical decision-making for months. Meaning, if your brain is a computer, it is at max capacity in these high alert survival modes, which most divorced dads are. They're trying to figure out their work, their business. They're trying to figure out their schedule, their kids. They're guilty. They're full of shame. They're full of regret. They're all these things. High alert, high alert, high alert. In other words, your brain is lying to you when your life blows up. You can't trust your feelings during this season, only your frameworks. That's what I'm saying now. So many of you will revert to what got you there in the first place. Maybe with some podcasts that you got into. Oh, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm learning and growing. It takes time. If I hear another dad tell me it takes time, I want to punch him in the mouth, because it doesn't take time to heal. It's what you do with the time that heals you. When you have cancer, sitting on the bed saying time will heal me will only kill you faster. It's going to kill you. You have a heart attack. Oh, just take more time. No, you need surgery. You need systems. You need professionals. You need to get your life in order ASAP, or it's over and your kids are growing up without a father who's intentional and activated in their life. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm here to tell you how to defy the odds. How to defy the odds. What did I do in those situations? Was I took the money that I had left and I invested it into myself with people, with mentors, guys who had gone across had already done it, guys that had the businesses built, guys that were past this part to give me hard, straight truths to get me moving. I couldn't go to YouTube University for this stuff. This was go beyond it. Do what nobody else is doing to get the results that nobody else was getting. The scripture is Romans 12:2, is don't be conformed to this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The simple state of this is, how are you going to transform your mind into the person you're becoming? What does that look like? It's not by time. It's not by a new circumstance. It's not when you make more money and get the vacation. Renewing is a daily rebuild. It's a daily rebuild. Just like you build your muscles in the gym, you're building your mind, you're building your mouth, you're building your heart, you're building your spirit. Those are the things that we have in the group, in the Ascent group, in the frameworks, in the systems. Get in those, do the things you don't want to do, build the systems that you don't want to build, so that you can create the life that is truly, I really truly believe this, the rest of your life can be the best of your life. But you have to build it in that format. You have to get addicted and obsessed with the frameworks and the systems to get you there. When you do that, I believe the next 90 days will be the greatest 90 days of your life. Hope, agency, and future vision decrease depression faster than any other intervention. That's the positive psychology stats on this. Hope, agency, and future vision decreases depression faster than any other intervention, which basically means men who build a future outlive men who replay the past. That's what we're getting at. Ignoring these stats is like ignoring a check engine light because the car feels fine. I had that frequently. Car feels fine. Check engine. It'll be okay. Or I don't want to pay the money to go and fix it. I don't want to. Not the time for that. The warning light isn't the problem. It's the invitation. Your rebuild is the same. What you face heals and what you avoid kills. The FAST system and the system that I teach through in our courses and with my one-on-one clients is like this in this breakdown with some of this stuff. Okay, it's not the full thing. I could literally talk about this for like 2 hours. I don't have time. I need to shorten this. Focus. F. What future are you actively creating every morning? A. Accountability. Who knows your patterns and pulls you up? Strategy. S. Are you tracking inputs? Sleep, food, prayer, habits, mindset, or are you drifting? Oh, it feels like this. It's kind of like this. What you don't measure, you can't manage. What you don't measure, you can't manage. Where's your time going? Can't measure it, can't manage it. Where's your money going? Can't measure it, can't manage it. T is the transformation. Are your behaviors matching the father you say you want to be? Are your behaviors matching the life that you want and you envision? I have so many guys, they tell me, I want to take my kids on more vacations, and really I want to have their own house, and I want to create this. Great. Then what are you doing now to get you there? What's stopping you? There was a guy that I talked to recently, couldn't figure out how to make a copy of a Google Doc, and he's telling me that he wants to add all this money and this revenue, and he's asking me all these questions. Really simple. Just Google it, buddy. If you're that, if you can't allow your mind to start to track on how to figure out problems, you have to ask somebody how to do that. That's a problem. That's a problem. You're a decade short, man. You got to start being a problem solver. You're paid because of the problems you solve. That's why. Let me give you the challenge for the week and we'll get you out of here. For the next 48 hours, write down every moment where you feel panic, loneliness, shame, anger, confusion. Then ask, which of the 5 stats am I living right now? And what's my next right step? What's my next right step? That's the challenge. Next 48 hours, write down every moment when you feel panic, loneliness, shame, anger, confusion. Then ask, which of the 5 stats that I mentioned earlier am I living right now? And the reflection questions are going to be in the show notes as well, as which stat hit you the hardest and why? In what ways are you currently ignoring these warning signs? And 3, what change would my kids feel this week if I stepped into leadership instead of survival? Those of you know, get into the group. It's free. It's on school. There's questions. There's comments. There's strategies every single week. There's stuff cooking and going in there. It is no joke. There's going to be thousands of men in there soon. There's going to be chapters across America. Get in now. Start your rebuild. Let me know what questions you have. And go to Divorce Dads of America on Instagram. Daily stuff that I'm cooking up. Little mini coaching clinics. All the things you need in there to get going. And subscribe. And send this to somebody. And get this thing out faster than anything else on earth. I love you guys. I can't see you. Can't wait. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Bear down, baby.